Here we are. I'm gonna be honest. The big reason for this is there's nothing to play right now. There's fucking dick to play right now. I've genuinely had more fun staring at my wall. No, there's just no games to play. There is, but I'm picky when it comes to games, but at the same time I'm not. And I don't know. There's nothing like driving me to play and record. I'm like, yeah, people are gonna want to watch. That's gonna be fun to watch because I don't want to record it if you're not gonna be interested in it. That doesn't bang at all. So unfortunately, I'm gonna reveal my absolute phobia. When I think about it, I just become a Febreze bottle. It absolutely fucking shits on me every time I think about it. Yeah, my phobia of underwater, but mainly what is underwater, not just like normal water, but like deep sea, giant creatures in the sea. And I'm sure a lot of people do have the phobia. But my thing is, I didn't always have that. I used to love the sea. I used to think that shit was fucking gnarly. That shit was absolutely fucking fantastic for me because I was always, especially sharks, they were one of my favorite animals. They're so badass. I'm almost positive actually. It started from Subnautica. I remember I'd played a bit of Subnautica, but I mainly just like to watch people. And I think I first watched Jacksepticeye play through it. And I was like, this is my dream. This looks so cool. It's so interesting, right? Oh no, I was enjoying it. And then the Reaper Leviathan came. And I don't even need to talk about that fucking horrid being. If you don't know what it is, don't look it up, but you can if you want, because you're probably not as much of a pussy as I am when it comes to it. When I saw that fucking butthole worm, I lost my shit, bro. I literally paused the video and I was like, I'm done. I genuinely, no lie, got up, walked out for 5-10 minutes, came back, and I was like, well, I gotta finish the video. Like, I wasn't gonna be a little bitch, right? And I tried powering through it. It just gave me that tingly feeling. I'm guessing it's not just with me, but when you really feel fear, like just that tingly feeling up your spine, your stomach, just like, oh my God, it's like a fucking spider sense. It feels like you're getting engulfed by a symbiote. It hit me, and I was like, if why? And that is a recurring fucking enemy. That is a popular enemy. He keeps coming, and his scream, bro, it still echoes my fucking nightmares. Every time I hear a loud bellow, like the Reaper Leviathan's roar, I just get Vietnam flashbacks. And I guess after that might be from like where my fear really stemmed. I think that's where it festered. That's where it became, like this huge thing. Because I remember, right, back when I was a wee lad, um, I don't exactly know when. I just remember vaguely. It was like, I believe like me, my dad, and my grandmother. Um, we would go to the aquarium a lot. Aquariums slap, by the way. Better in zoos. Just, I believe it was the Camden Aquarium. Could be wrong. I don't. I believe it was that. Pretty decent aquarium, not too bad. Remember, like you could pet the stingrays, and it felt like reaching inside of someone's mouth and just taking a nice cotton swab of it. But every single time we went there, I couldn't go past a certain point, right? So you go up the escalator, I guess, the second floor, right? I don't remember much. The only thing I remember is there's this giant like plastic great white shark on the ceiling, and it's hanging down on this thing. You can't really see much of the detail. You really only see the underbelly, maybe from a different angle you can. But I wouldn't even go that far. I got to the point where I pussied out so much I wouldn't even go past a certain point. I don't know why I just didn't look at it. Just keep eyes forward and you're good. But I guess in my brain I was like, if I turn my back, it's like a weeping angel. It'll just fucking snap and I'll turn around. It's like Bruce from Finding Nemo. I don't understand, but I was a kid, so I guess I'm not using normal cognitive thoughts. Real sharks didn't scare me at all. Even Jaws at the time, I was like, this shit bangs. They just fascinated me so much. Except that thing. I'm pretty sure they took it down because I'd went years later and it wasn't there anymore. Now, the meat and potatoes of this story. See, after me being a giant pussy, I guess it finally had festered a lot, and I became scared of like giant creatures in the ocean. Just really big. I'm not sure if it's like a submechanophobia or what. I'm not. That's just large things. I don't know. It's something like that, right? I'm not sure what the specifics are. We go. I'm not sure if it's the same aquarium and it was years later. It was years later regardless, but I don't know if it was the same Camden aquarium or if it was a different aquarium, but I hadn't been to one in years and I went there. It was just me, my grandmother, and my two little cousins. And at this time, I was like, fuck yeah, an aquarium, bro. I haven't been to an aquarium in so long. I'm gonna dap each and every fish up. I'm gonna name them. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm just doing me. We're vibing. I'm like, I'm the bigger cousin. I gotta, yeah, I know what this fish is, dude. Come on. I'm superior. Little did I know I was not the alpha in this situation. We get to like the upper level and we're walking. There's just like this really long hallway. It's pretty dark, but like you can see like the ambience is completely different, like nowhere else in the aquarium. I'm like, the fuck? But I'm like, yeah, whatever. I walked in that bitch and I was like, that's pretty neat. And I look up, right? My reflexes didn't let me look all the way up. My body just froze. And I slowly started to look up. I see this absolute unit of a mosasaur. It's on the ceiling. It covers almost half the hallway. This is a long ass hallway, and it covered like half that bitch, if not more. And I was gonna shit myself and just walk out, go home, walk home. Keep the aquarium, keep the kids. You can have it. I'm leaving. I have no business here. You got it. I was convinced that that was my final day on Earth from a fucking plastic mosasaur. The body reached out, but the mouth, like it had its head down and its mouth was open, which made it fucking worse. They knew what they were doing. They knew someone was gonna die in there, have a heart attack. I'm that person. I just remember like genuinely being frozen in fear, and I had to play it off. So I kind of like look forward and I just start walking. I'm just like, I can't do this, bro. I feel like the little girl from Fear is about to come out and just fucking take me. And I had to just ignore it. And I was like, can we just get through the rest of the aquarium? Maybe it'll take my mind off it. But no, of course, nothing is that easy. My luck, bro, I would just lose I wouldn't make a single fucking penny when gambling. My luck is absolute dog water because these absolute fucking mongoloids, they're standing directly under the mouth of this mosasaur. My grandmother's like, hey, Josh, can you go get your cousins? In my head, I'm like, no, you go get them. I'm leaving. I'm phasing through the wall, through the glass. I'm fucking no clipping back home. But no. So I turn around. I'm like, she's like, go get him. I'm like, so I start walking and I'm kind of pissed. I'm shitting myself. Every liquid is coming out of my body right now. But I'm like, I'm also fucking furious. Like I wanted to take these two and just punch them through the earth's core like Doomsday's ult in Injustice. I was not having it. I was about to be the Underminer from Incredibles. And I just grabbed them by their heads and I just pushed them along. And man, I don't know, just that feeling of being under the mouth. I could feel my body melting. I felt like xenomorph blood just got into my blood. Worst experience. I've never felt fear like that before. I've been in some fucked up situations, but that right there, that got me, bro. In my head, I was like the episode of SpongeBob where they're fucking burning the papers in his head and shit, getting rid of everything. But it was just fear. So we go along. I don't remember any of the trip like prior or after that. I just remember that traumatic event and how much of an absolute vagina I was when it came to that. And since then, I just have this terrible fear of underwater creatures. I wish I didn't, because the underwater is some of the coolest shit. Honestly, it kind of interests me a little more than space. As much as I love space, like the fact that we don't know shit about our own ocean, that's crazy. That blows me away. Too bad I can't fucking look at it. And I hope one day I can get over it, because it's bad to the point where I'm scrolling through. I like to do it, like honestly, I do it like fucking a couple times a week. I'll click through like Netflix, Amazon, whatever, just to look at like new movies or whatever. Like, oh, it's catching my eye. I'll be like, oh, I'm definitely gonna watch that, and I just don't fucking watch it. And there's always at least one on every fucking platform. There's something about a shark movie. What fucking 47 dicks deep, meters deep? What they're underwater shark thing. The deep blue sea. Fucking shark dildo. I don't know. There's a bunch of fucking shark movies, even if they're the B movies, the awful, just whatever the case. They're always there. And it always shows the thumbnail with the fucking shark just or the Meg, for example. I actually wanted to watch Meg when it first came out. And then, you know, the fear, and now I can't even look at a shark's tooth without being like, without just convulsing. But yeah, I figured I'd share that terrible, traumatic story. Call me a nematode, whatever. I'll accept it. Just keep me away from that creepy, disgusting, scary underwater shit, and I'm good. I used to be deathly afraid of spiders, and now I see them, I'm like, it's kind of gross, but I'm not nearly as afraid. Heights give me like queasy and shit, but they don't, nothing gives me that feeling of looking into the eyes of a water buffalo. I've tried to look up what I have, like whatever the phobia is, but when you look things up on Google, images show I'm that much of a used tampon that I can't even do that. I still love underwater shit. That's what sucks. I still love watching shit like that. I still like talking about it. Talking about it's so much fun. I just think back, and these two little shits give me the plot for Jurassic World 3. I don't know. I could try like exposing myself to more of it, but I really don't know what that would accomplish in the end, except giving me a heart attack. That's just a hefty bill for the funeral, because I'll get about 6 images deep, and then I'll be 6 feet deep in the ground from a fucking cardiac arrest. And just my luck, my last fucking moments, I'll just be floating in an ocean, turn around, and fucking the god shark is right there to take me out. Fucking a real life megalodon. They come back from extinction just to take me to the gates of heaven. And at that point, I'm just like, why? Like, what? Yeah, I'm rambling, but I don't know. It's a story I've wanted to share. I wanted to tell people. If you're like me and you have any kind of phobia like that, I'm so sorry. Because I feel you. I understand the struggle. But yeah, that's the end of this video.